of the 2nd Marine Division, Republic of Korea, are assigned certain security and protection missions in the Cam Ranh Bay area of South Vietnam. These include guarding the port facilities and the new air base nearby. One of the ROK units is deployed near the narrow neck of the Cam Ranh Bay Peninsula. From their base camp, the Marines conduct patrols against the VC. They also man observation posts along the bay shore. The overall function of this unit is to prevent infiltration by land. Another unit, deployed on what is known as the South Peninsula, uses 106 recoilless rifles to control the mouth of the bay. Its location is also designed to prevent Viet Cong from bringing mortars within range of installations on the opposite shore. Reconnaissance conducted by the ROK units includes that on the bay itself. Here, patrols move out in 2 U.S. Army Larks for a routine check on boat movement in the bay and adjacent waters. These water patrols are designed to halt both smuggling and VC activity on the bay. Native fishing boats, junks, and other craft are searched for weapons, contraband, or any guerrilla material. As a precautionary measure, many small craft and their occupants, who, even though from all appearances are harmless, are also routinely searched. Another ROK unit is deployed near the pontoon bridge that connects the peninsula to the mainland near Highway 1. Its mission includes routine checks of civilian traffic on Highway 1 and the protection of Allied traffic on the mainland approach to the bridge. In February 1966, these Vietnamese flee their homes to avoid the Viet Cong. In their flight, they carry food and a few of their possessions. Because the Viet Cong often travel amid innocent groups, Korean military police are checking the refugees for weapons or enemy documents. Until this year, the Viet Cong used this area as one of their main supply sources, taking half of the 11 million ton output of rice. Trucks are provided to carry the refugees to the relative safety of the town. As part of their assignment to provide area security, the Koreans include 105 millimeter howitzers in their equipment. The battery commander supervises the gun team. The men inspect Viet Cong equipment captured on the previous operation. It includes weapons and boxes of ammunition. Also bicycles, which are an important means of transportation to the Viet Cong. Grenades and flares are included in the captured supplies. There were many personal effects and articles of clothing. The Korean Marines clean their weapons in preparation for their assigned duties in the Cam Ranh Bay area, which include protection of Allied base camps, port facilities, airfield, and Allied support installations. Each location is systematically prepared for defense. Emplacements and positions are improved to withstand any possible attack. Mortar emplacements are prepared, and foxholes are dug close to machine guns. Attending a briefing are Major General Stanley Larson, Commanding General of Field Forces, Vietnam, and Brigadier General Lee of the Korean Marine Corps. The subject is Operation Van Buren, which is providing rice harvest security in the area south of Tuy Hoa. President Johnson and his chief diplomatic and military advisors arrive in Honolulu on February 5th for an historic three-day conference with the leaders of South Vietnam. In announcing the conferences, President Johnson indicated that their purpose would be a review of our complete program in Vietnam, including economic, social, and political subjects, as well as military ones. Among those accompanying the President are Defense Secretary McNamara and the Secretary of State Dean Rusk, as well as other key cabinet members and top-level officials. On the following day, the presidential party returns to Honolulu's International Airport to welcome the top Vietnamese leaders arriving from Saigon. Heading the Vietnamese delegation are the Chief of State, Lieutenant General Nguyen Phan Thieu, and Air Vice Marshal Nguyen Cao Ky, the Prime Minister. President Johnson and General Thieu trooped the line. Next, Mr. Johnson will make an address welcoming the Vietnamese leaders and briefly outlining the objectives of the conference. The President of the United States.
We meet here in a time of testing and trial, but we will talk also of hope and harvest. Our friends in Korea and Australia and New Zealand have sent their own men to join with Vietnamese and Americans in a conflict to decide if aggression and terror are the way of the future, or whether free men are to decide their own course.
General Thieu, Vietnamese Chief of State, gives the response.
We sincerely thank you, Mr. President, for the warm and heartening welcome which you have extended to us. And we take this opportunity to reiterate the solemn pledge of the Vietnamese people to continue and fight this war for as long as is necessary, and to be willing and ready to make sacrifices so as not to betray all those brave Americans and Vietnamese who have given their lives so that we may be free.
As the welcoming ceremonies end, the chiefs of state and delegates depart. On the previous day,